Hi people.
Welcome back to Counting Thoughts podcast.
We like to apologize. We've been off the grid for so long without any explanations. There was a lot happening, and I think I saw.
So there has been a lot happening with us, and of course, for more updates, you can connect to our social media handles to know that.
We've been trying
to make it alive. Welcome to everyone who's listening to us for the very first time.
Yeah.
So this is Counting Thoughts podcast, wherein we count all our small thoughts, big thoughts, all our random thoughts, all this to bring change, one thought at a time. And she's Yasha. I'm Anmol.
Hi people, I'm Yasha. For people who haven't tuned in through YouTube and you've tuned in through probably an audio platform, we're not in India. We're in Seoul as of now, Korea, and this episode is basically, so this is officially the last evening, but we thought we'd do this episode as a foreigner. Like, I'm a vegetarian, she's a non-vegetarian, and we're both foreigners. We've lived in different sort of cities, we've traveled differently. This was the first time we traveled together, so we thought we'll bring in this episode to discuss our opinions about Seoul from
and
a foreigner point of view.
And things we found out in person, of course. And so I thought we'll share the insights with you guys. I think let's go straight to it.
We are two very different individuals when it comes to the kind of travel we want.
The idea of traveling, is very different for both of us.
The good thing is that we're very accepting towards each other's ideas of travel. What travel looks like.
The kind of things we enjoy are very different.
So how do you want to do it?
I think I'll begin with the very first day we landed, of course. So it was early morning, apparently, I think 7-8 a.m.
8:15. This is like a 10-11 day trip that we planned. When we came, we had like a very huge itinerary of almost 28-30 places.
Yeah, we completely forgot that it's an international travel. We forgot there's going to be customs and immigration and everything.
And what we did not factor in was the fact that even though we both were fully vaccinated, everything was totally done. As of September 2022, like, you land as a foreigner, it's almost
a compulsion. You have to mandatorily get a PCR test done within 24 hours. And there's this, as soon as we landed, we bought an eSIM card, of course, along with a T-Money card.
Yes,
which was the best
decision ever.
One of the best things I like about Korea, of course. One of the best things.
Okay, she
I can show it to the
people who are watching through. So basically, it's almost as big as your ATM or a debit card, and has like a SIM. SIM thing. It is okay. So this T-Money card, ये हमें पता नहीं था, works for the buses, works for the subway, train, metro, whatever you wanna call it. It also works for taxi.
I just have to make sure that I have the card. I don't have to carry money all along and going for changes and everything. Like, it's very time efficient as well.
The only challenge that I felt as a foreigner was that not everybody, although it's Seoul and you would assume that almost everybody speaks English fluently, that's not
because
the case.
It's the capital of
that is
it's
not
a metropolis and the capital of South Korea, so we assumed there will be a lot of English speaking people.
The second thing I felt was that people, touchwood, here are extremely helpful. We'll tell you the stories as we go by. So it's just that they get intimidated as soon as you start speaking English.
I think they're not very loud somehow, I feel.
People here are very soft
spoken,
naturally soft spoken,
extremely sweet. Day one we got lost in between. We entered from the back side.
Day we landed,
it was a holiday.
Us assumed that it's something similar to Diwali. It's a cross between Thanksgiving and Shraddh. But जैसे Christmas का होता है, you say Merry Christmas and you don't say Happy Christmas. तो हमें ये नहीं पता था कि like how do you actually address?
Like, so we kept quiet. So we were like, we're not going to spoil the day, and we directly went to Seoul Tower.
Like, we googled and we realized, like, even though it is छुट्टी, ये खुला होगा type.
We went through the subway station. Somehow the T-Money card gave an error. Luckily, we met this very sweet couple who helped us out.
We've come to realize that no matter how much English we speak, you sort of resuscitate your mother tongue. Like
when
whenever panic mode kicks in, and they heard us and they
came to rescue.
They came to rescue. That error thing is usual हो जाता है with the T-Money card. So there is like
in the same line towards the end.
There is this
help desk.
Where you press, there's a button literally says help. You press it and somebody
they'll speak to you.
And then you swipe your card, whatever error shows, and they sort of let you pass. Wala hisab hai. Abhi, we did not know that sweet couple rescued us. They
actually took us in Longam. We're also going to Namsundar.
Chale. और हम भी ऐसे बिल्कुल चेपोले.
And it's actually on a hill. We did not know that it's on a hill.
I knew that.
Don't
try to walk.
Yeah.
Like if it's especially if it's your first date, don't try to walk. Otherwise, like all tourists do, you can take the cable car, which we did not take.
Got the bird's eye view of Seoul.
Apparently, Seoul is very pretty.
I think I like the night version from the top of the bird's eye view.
And from Shimla, it sort of reminds me of Shimla. If you've been to Shimla ever or any hill station, so if you stand on top of a mountain, and especially a mountain where you can see the entire city, it's all tiny lights. So it sort of reminds me of Shimla. I would prefer the day because the sky is very pretty, the clouds are very pretty. Fast forward, the sweet couple left us. They were so sweet. They also showed us few Indian restaurants aspas. But pandemic apparently has hit everything across the globe, because we later found out most of them closed due to the pandemic. Okay, so day 2 happened. Day 2 we went to Paju city. It's just like an hour by bus, but the city is completely different. It's like countryside.
Yeah,
it's like countryside for Seoul. ऐसे लग रहा था we shifted. We traveled time. There is this Nemesis Art Museum. मेरा दिमाग, I don't know why it autocorrects and मैं Nemesis बोल देती हूँ. So pardon my slip of tongue. There is a Paju bookstore as well. That was also a good experience. We came back. I think the अगले दिन
we went to, I think, the National Museum.
Yes.
Yeah.
The National Museum, guys, is as big as क्या context दिया जाए अब. For Chandigarh people, it is as big as a sector. It has a lake.
And then there are floors.
There are freaking floors. One thing that I loved about the museum was that
the digital gallery.
There was a digital
gallery. I could stay there forever.
It stimulates all your senses, and I cannot explain to you.
Literally,
it's a dark room.
It's a dark room, and everything, the floor, the
roof, the walls,
everything around you is moving. And we went to our next stop, which was Coex Mall. Things we thought are 2-3 places. It was not 2-3 places. It was one place, including 2-3 places. Like,
this has amazed us.
Like, it was a mall which has an aquarium and a library and a subway station
and a bus station
inside. Everything in that same mall, and we were like, okay. So we searched for.
Anmol still hasn't wrapped around.
I remember all the malls because I was in awe of it. I was like, what the hell?
Same building mein there is Chanel. Same building mein
there's street shopping, subway station, bus stand.
Food.
Usually in the city I've been born and brought up, there's a distinction. So when I saw everything included in one place, I was like really shocked, and like as a tourist I was like, oh thank God I don't have to search for places. It's just one place we have to go. So we we finally found out a vegan place because Yasha hadn't eaten very well because she's a vegetarian. She's not a vegan, she's a vegetarian. We wanted to.
But then we looked for vegan places. We can't make people understand vegetarian. So any place I go, I was like, no meat, no. Aisa nahi tha that I was starving. I ate fruit.
No, we had fruit, croissant, breads, salads, coffees. Yasha's lifeline, coffee. Everything was
sidelined as soon as I knew there is coffee. So, anyways, Starfield Library. In my head, I thought it is a library. does look like a library, but guys, if you go there with the intention of studying, a person like me will not be able to study because I'll keep on looking at other people. I get distracted very easily.
It's a very huge and beautiful library, but there's like literally coffee houses inside the library. Yeah, so we took a few minutes trying to find a better lightning option. Yes, it was my birthday, so we came back home. Apparently, we booked a DMZ tour for 10 AM, I think. But
because it was a Tuesday, so we were informed that it has been preponed क्योंकि बारी नहीं आती.
Instead of 10, we'll go 6:30.
We went to the DMZ tour, which was a new,
very different and very incredible experience. I was
able to relate a lot.
Considering we have similar relationship with a neighboring country. Also, yeah, another thing that I liked about Korea is, so because they have a very, very unique names, so they have two names. Yeah, one is a natural name and one is an English name. So
Apparently, people, if you're coming to Korea, Google does not work half of the time. Kuch bhi Google doesn't work half of the times.
No, Google Translate worked very well for me.
Google Translate works.
Like for someone who doesn't know Korean at all,
it was the
Google
savior.
Translate was my savior.
So no, I mean like tried searching for good dinner places because it was a birthday and we did not want to like go to a random place. But हमें कुछ मिल नहीं रहा था.
There was this very lovely place, Bolero. I loved their waiting staff because that guy, he looked like an enemy character. He had very nice curly hair, tattoos and everything.
Apart from looks, he was sweet also. Because when it comes to your understanding of the language English, I don't think he was very far along.
He couldn't understand English
at all. Despite not understanding what we were speaking, he was able to, through our actions, he was able to figure out कि हमें क्या चाहिए type scene. We came back, so we went to this library
because we travelled through the bus very comfortably.
The library is very pretty. One, it is a public library. Two, I had no idea it was a public library.
It's very beautiful.
The architecture, people who are architects or they want to be architects, I mean, it was very conducive and very wholesome, the whole library.
And my favorite part on the top floor, the cafe.
Considering that this cafe was inside a library, that to a public library,
I was very impressed.
I was shocked. What happens is you try and compare it to the experiences you've already had, and the public library experiences that I've had don't come close to this. Let's just leave it there.
Yeah. So after that, of course, after visiting the library,
you have to come back.
We were lost for I think good one.
No. 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. But I think that was the only time we got lost because that day we decided that whenever we're going anywhere, we're going to try to look for option that is she is sure of and I am sure of, and then we
because that day we realized that as soon as we waver,
we recheck.
Or we ask people. And then I think the next day we had the Nami Island tour.
The Nami Island, Petite France.
So we went to Nami Island / Petite France. But the good thing about this whole Petite France and Nami Island thing is that I come to realize that South Korean government is very smart. They know that people are traveling to Seoul. There is connectivity, the means are there, but then if you want to see it, you will have to travel. This is a very good way to expand the tourism area.
Because it's area-wise, it's reachable. Connectivity-wise, it's reachable. But they're not keeping it in the center of the city. I liked Petite France. I loved Nami Island because we went there, we were walking. There was this couple bike thingy we got to do because I know how to bike. Kesha doesn't know how to bike. So she was like,
I have officially decided that couple bike thing
is for me. When we went to the Starfield Library in the Coex Mall, we forgot to mention we went to an aquarium as well.
It was my first aquarium.
Very first
aquarium experience altogether. What happened was Anmol read the Google reviews. So the review said that it's a good, decent, and you should keep your expectations low. So as soon as I heard that, my expectations sank
because she was satisfied, and I was like, no way in hell.
Because I had like minus expectations. I was like, oh, I sat down. I will take this in. I will see this, and I will absorb it. And she's like, "Meri photo, mera boomerang, meri photo." Yes, so that happened.
We went to a Lotte.
I'm scared of heights. For people who are new here, they don't know. I was borderline shivering. I was shivering.
She was shivering.
I was literal shivering.
I told her that there's an art museum you can go visit. And she was like, no, this is something I want to see.
So I went, and they have floors made of glass.
So you can look
down. I tried looking down with my feet still on the cemented thing.
I wanted to jump, but I was like, Yasha is really scared. If I will start jumping on this glass, she'll go bonkers.
I would have started crying.
So,
and then she went to the
Sky Bridge Tour. Adventurous soul inside my body was still not satisfied. So we went 555 meters higher. So that's the highest place in tour, and I even got a certificate, and I was so happy.
I think she was more happy about the certificate and less happy about the experience.
Yeah, so I loved the Seoul Bridge Tour. I loved it even more when I got a certificate, and I loved it even more when when I was getting these pictures, they were like, this is Guinness Book of World. It's in Guinness Book of World, and I was like, dude, I did not know that.
The next day we went.
We went to Bukchon village.
फिर भी हमने full tourist हरकतें. We rented a hanbok. We got a hair. The worst thing that happened to me, I liked 3 hanbok. Not one was my size. Like everything was small. Even the one that I did get was the longest one, and still my shoes kept showing. We met 2 very I think school going girls. They were doing a project, and I think उसके बाद we went to the Goto Mall, and we sound like third world people. ऐसे जैसे हमारे देश में कुछ नहीं मिलता. ऐसा नहीं है. मिलता है. We get stuff in our country as well. It's just that
it's in one place.
The way it is presented,
imagine underground basement subway station. Then you go above, there's a street shopping area. Then you go above, then there's food area, and there's a bus station. Then you go above, and then there's luxury brands. So it's literally one building, one area, and everything is floor wise divided.
It's planned
and organized. So that is what we like as a tourist. We did not have to go to 10 different places. It was one place, and we found everything.
Today is the last day.
Hongdae is a nightlife place, but we have a flight 4 in the morning. We have to leave the hotel at 4 in the morning.
But then to conclude, I think I would say things that I have realized about Korea are that aesthetic, I will give I visited everything from universities to subway stations to touristy places. I will give 100 on 100 for aesthetics. I will give 100 on 100 for organization. I will give 100 on 100 for the morals that the people.
It's technology friendly. There are cameras everywhere. Tourist wise, I will give it 100 on 100. It's where if you have Google Translate, and if you try to organize it, you just need your cash, the money card. The hotel is very friendly. Money exchanges there inside the hotel as well. So you just need to be very punctual. Is what
yes, you need to be punctual
because then they
if they say that
this time it is exactly this
going
time,
to be this
not
time.
1 minute earlier or late.
The only drawback, if at all I can call it a drawback, is that अगर आपको बिल्कुल कोरियन नहीं आती है,
I think you can still work it out.
You can still you have to be very calm.
Use Google Translate.
I don't know how and where that came from, and
people recognize her as Korean, and I was like, it's not just me, and I was enjoying.
Next time when I come to Korea, I will come up with a lie that one parent I have is Korean. I will
you'll enjoy
polish my Korean skills, and next time I will wing a lie.
So we'll say goodbye to you for now. Thank you so much for listening to our Korean diary.
Yes,
travel diary. We loved it.
Yes, guys. Let's stay in touch. We'll come up with more frequent, relevant episodes. And that's about it.
So thank you so much for listening. Bye. Lots of love.
Next episode from India.